everyone. Welcome to today's episode of the Big Donch Show. Today, we're going to be recapping week 11 of the NFL season. Just a reminder to subscribe to my YouTube, Big Donch, and follow me on TikTok and Instagram. So let's get right into it. Hey, big news today. Big news as a Steeler fan. Matt Canada, finally not our offensive coordinator anymore. Thank goodness. That should have happened last year. We were all calling for it last year, halfway through the season. Even after his first year as offensive coordinator, the fact that it took so long is terrible. Thankfully, we have moved on. Okay, we promoted our quarterbacks coach and running back coach. They're basically going to be like a dual offensive coordinator. I don't know what's going on there, but either way, we moved on. Now we just gotta hope. We have the Bengals coming up. No Joe Burrow. They're struggling. We got to do something. I just gotta hope. I'm just happy we moved on. Kenny Pickett, though, still struggling. We'll get to that later on. Let's go right into the recap. So, Thursday night, Ravens destroying the Bengals 34-20. Sorry, I got something in my eye. Jeez. Joe Burrow went down after the season. Unfortunate to see. He needs protection still, right? Like, they made the Super Bowl 2 years ago and almost made it last year. Made the AFC Championship last year. The battle line. They're starting to show, though. They're starting to show. Okay, we don't want Joe Burrow looking like Andrew Luck. Ended up like Andrew Luck. I don't like the Bengals at all, being a Steelers fan. But I don't want to see a good career, good talent like Joe Burrow go to waste because of just bad offensive line. So it was embarrassing to see that go down again. And that's his second career injury that ended him for the season. Okay, his rookie year towards ACL. Now he's out for the season with the arm or wrist or thumb injury, something like that. Not looking good. Raiders, Dolphins. Dolphins defeated the Raiders 20-13. Okay, O'Connell, 3 interceptions. I knew it was coming. I say it every single episode that these guys, we jump on these quarterbacks way too quick. He's the answer. He's the future. Okay? And then next week or a week after, they throw multiple interceptions. Another example. We see it every single year with quarterbacks because, well, other teams don't have a lot of film on these guys, so they're not going to be as good. Okay? Once they figure them out, they realize, these guys get exposed. 1 touchdown, 3 interceptions. Tua Tagovailoa, 325 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception. Tyreek Hill is insane. I don't know how he does it. 10 receptions, 146 yards, and a touchdown. Devontae Adams, though, getting more targets. 7 receptions, 82 yards, 1 touchdown. Dolphins move on to 7-3. Raiders 5-6. Just put Jimmy G back in, dude. They have nobody on the Raiders to take them far. 3 interceptions like that. Lions, Bears. This game was not looking good for the Lions in the first half. Okay, maybe even first 3 quarters. Lions come back, though. Good for them. Jared Goff ended up throwing 3 interceptions, but yet finished off with 2 touchdowns, 236 yards. David Montgomery had a touchdown. Gibbs had a touchdown. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a touchdown. Bears, though, they actually looked good. 169 yards and a touchdown for Justin Fields. He also led the team in rushing with 104 rushing yards. It's impressive. 7 receptions, 96 yards, and a touchdown by DJ Moore. Lions 8-2. Bears 3-8. Lions, they're going to pull away with that division, especially now with the Vikings losing. Talking about the Vikings, let's cover that real quick. They played the Broncos. Broncos ended up winning 21-20. Josh Dobbs, though, still didn't play terrible. 221 yards and a touchdown interception. Vikings move on to 6-3. Broncos 5-5. They're slowly creeping back up. They can make a case now. Well, no, they're the Chiefs. And the Chiefs lost, though, yesterday. So maybe they'll win the AFC West. But Russell Wilson had 259 yards and a touchdown. Courtland Sutton had a huge touchdown. 60 yards he had also receiving. Let's go into the Steelers-Browns. Sorry, I got to cover it right off the bat. I just can't hold it in any longer. I made a YouTube short on it. So if you want to watch that, go ahead. But more in depth, we lost 13-10 to the Browns. Browns move on to 7-3. Steelers 6-4. Offense is absolutely terrible. What I was glad to see, though, was Jaylen Warren go off. He had 128 yards and a touchdown. A big touchdown, too. So I'm glad to see that. But George Pickens, our wide receiver 1, I believe he's our wide receiver 1. 4 receptions, 38 yards. He's not having a good week over the past 3 weeks. Kenny Pickett, 106 yards passing. No touchdowns, no interceptions. But it's embarrassing. Thankfully, we got rid of Canada. But do not forget, all right? Don't let that distract you from the fact that Kenny Pickett is playing terrible and looking like a mediocre quarterback as well. He's a big problem with that offense, too. He needs to step up this week. He needs to prove it. If not, Mitch isn't the answer. I like to see Mason Rudolph get behind center. If Kenny Pickett does not play good this week, okay, new offensive coordinator does not play good this week. And when I say does not play good, I'm not looking for no 130-yard game with a touchdown. All right, and we barely get the ball movement. I need a solid game from him where we're throwing downfield all areas of the field, middle of the field, deep. Okay, he's been struggling to throw past 10 yards. We need to have a good game from Kenny Pickett. Stepping up in the pocket, letting it go. Don't be afraid. Dorian Thompson-Robinson, 165 yards interception. I'm just so mad about this game. We should have beat them. Kenny Pickett was the reason why we lost. I'm not going to hate Kenny Pickett, but he needs to play better. This week should be his last week. If not, Mason Rudolph should be the quarterback. Right. I know Mason Rudolph's third on the depth chart. We know Mitch ain't it. Mitch is a good backup, but I think Mason Rudolph, we could see him go. I'd like to see that. But I want to see Kenny do good. We drafted him first round already. We shouldn't have to rely on our backups. We drafted Kenny Pickett first round to be our franchise guy. He isn't doing it right. He downgraded from last year, his rookie year, which I also thought was pretty average, but I gave it, he was a rookie, right? He's playing bad. He's playing really bad. Probably has one or two good games this year, right? It's all a mess. It's all a mess with this mediocre stuff in Pittsburgh. I get mad at it every single time. We're better than that. We're not playing the way Pittsburgh Steelers football should be. It's just embarrassing. Let me move on. Jaguars, 34, Titans, 14. Jaguars are just a simply better team. It was in Jacksonville. Jacksonville 7-3. Titans 3-7. But Will Levis is playing solid football. 158 yards and 2 touchdowns. Okay, Trevor Lawrence had 2 touchdowns as well. Calvin Ridley had 2 touchdowns also. So good for the Jaguars. Glad to see them do good. I think they'll pull away with their division. Texans, though, they're creeping up. Speaking of the Texans, they won 21-16. Wasn't pretty. Okay, CJ Stroud had 3 interceptions, but he did have 336 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's still my front runner for offensive rookie of the year. Kyler Murray had 214 yards, a touchdown, and interception. Devin Singletary playing solid football, 22 carries, 112 yards, and a touchdown. Tank Dell for the Texans, 8 receptions, 149 yards, and a touchdown. I'm wondering, should I start him or Deebo Samuel for my wide receiver 2 spot this week? I don't know. Tank Dell is projected more, but I mean, at the same time, it is Deebo Samuel. I don't know. I'm gonna definitely have to think into that. But they have him and Nico Collins. Solid lineup that the Texans have. Young, all young. They're gonna be good years to come. Texans are now 6-4. Cardinals 2-9. They're tanking, but they shouldn't tank for Caleb Williams. They should maybe do it for. Don't stay away from the quarterback. Is what I'm saying. Kyler Murray, I still think he's solid. Go for a receiver or something because they need that definitely. Packers defeating the Chargers 23-20. Johnston dropped that wide open pass. Embarrassing, man. The Chargers are so much better than that. I think they got to let Staley go, even though you got to catch the ball. Chargers are so much better than the record. They're 4-6. Packers are 4-6. Jordan Lev had 322 yards and 2 touchdowns. Justin Herbert, 260 yards and 2 touchdowns. Justin Herbert is balling now. Okay, he also had 73 yards on the ground. Keenan Allen, 116 yards and a touchdown. What I want to see more, though, with the Chargers is Austin Eckler do better. Only 64 yards and only 2 receptions for 6 yards. But he had 64 yards on the ground, no touchdowns. We got to see more out of Austin Eckler. He's just underperforming, I feel like. He's not playing as good as he should be. Cowboys, Panthers, 33-10. Cowboys win. That's usual. Cowboys are rolling. They'll get these blowout wins, which I wish the Steelers could get a win. Steelers haven't had a blowout win in forever. Stop talking about the Steelers, though. But hey, good for them. Panthers, though. They're struggling. Giants, 31. Commanders, 19. This one was huge. Tommy DeVito, 246 yards, 3 touchdowns. And I'm going to say like I just said earlier, he's not the answer. He's not the future yet. Okay, don't be jumping on anything. Alrighty, solid game, but we'll see next week, right? Sam Howell, 255 yards, a touchdown, and 3 interceptions. He's balling out, though. He's doing everything he could. He's playing a solid season this year. He also had a rushing touchdown. Okay, Giants are 3-8. Commanders 4-7. Their playoff chances are slowly going away. Saquon Barkley, 83 yards rushing, but he also had 2 receiving touchdowns. Using him the right way, he also had 57 yards receiving. Darius Slayton had 4 receptions, 82 yards, and a touchdown. Let's take a look at the 49ers versus Buccaneers. 49ers 27-14 over the Bucs. Brock Purdy had 333 yards, 3 touchdowns. Very good game by him. Baker Mayfield, 246 yards, a touchdown, interception. Rashad White had a touchdown. Christian McCaffrey, 21 yards, 21 carries for 78 yards. Brandon Ayuk, 156 yards and a touchdown. Unbelievable. 49ers 7-3. Bucks 4-6. So Bucks, I don't know. They're doing so better than I expected, but I don't see much from that. Bills 32, Jets 6. Josh Allen had 3 touchdowns. Jets are going to be going on with Tim Boyle now. Doesn't even make sense. All right, the dude has more career interceptions than touchdowns, not just in the NFL, but college as well. I don't know how he's in the NFL. They could have signed somebody like Nick Foles, Colt McCoy, Matt Ryan. They want to stick with a third string quarterback who literally stinks. No disrespect. Well, none of those guys are the answer, but nobody was expected to be in this position, right? Aaron Rodgers was the guy. 3-time MVP. He goes down first series of the first game of the season. Nobody expected that. It is what it is. Sucks, but offensive line is terrible. You got to admit that. The offensive line for the Jets is terrible. Rams winning 17, Seahawks 16. Okay. Cooper Kupp down again. It's unfortunate. I don't want to see the downfall of him. That season, he was the best receiver in the league, Triple Crown winner. Puka Nacua, though, he's filling in 70 yards and a touchdown. Royce Freeman had 73 yards. Matt Stafford had 190 yards, touchdown, interception. Geno Smith had 233 yards, a touchdown. DK Metcalf had a touchdown, so we need a big game from DK Metcalf. Seahawks are 6-4 now. Rams 4-6. So Rams aren't out yet. But hopefully Cooper Kupp is not injured, man. And then last night, pretty good game. We saw the Eagles versus Chiefs. Scandling, dude, you got to catch that. You got to catch that wide open touchdown. I know it was a bit hard, right? I know it was a diving catch, but I think it was definitely catchable for a wide receiver, a pro wide receiver. Justin Watson had a touchdown. Travis Kelce had a touchdown. Okay, Patrick Mahomes also had an interception, only 177 yards. That's rare from him. Chiefs move on to 7-3. Eagles, they're 9-1. Jalen Hurts, not playing good football lately on the pass game. 150 yards, no touchdowns, interception, but he makes up for it on the ground. He had 29 yards and 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift had 76 yards and a touchdown. But Chiefs receivers, they got to catch, man. They got to get themselves a true wide receiver one. But everybody, that was just my quick NFL recap. Hope you guys all have a great Thanksgiving. Some solid games on this week. We have finally the Lions could actually win a game on Thanksgiving. And then the Seahawks and 49ers, which I think is going to be a good game. I think we have the Cowboys and Commanders. That'll be sloppy. Commanders, the Cowboys will end up winning by a lot. They always get their cupcake Thanksgiving schedule, but hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Make sure to have a good Thanksgiving. Okay, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. I'm out, guys. Peace.